Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Elephants team training this evening. We're going to be looking at what's called the income trap versus the wealth solution. So, what we need to do is understand our target market. And the target market, and the way I see it, is it's always people looking for long term stability. Often they have active businesses, but it's our responsibility to show them an alternative. That's passive residual income that grows. So let's explore that. Before I go any further, I just want to make this clear that this is the core purpose of this information is to show the difference between traditional businesses and what is NWP offers. So it's not necessarily that we comparing it to other network marketing opportunities, but also think about someone like a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, someone who's got a practice or any person with a business who relies on clients. Because that, when we're talking about transactional yield income, that's the activities around sales, consulting, having patients, having clients, whatever, as opposed to the compounding yield wealth that NWP offers, where you're building true long lasting wealth. Now, obviously, there's a logical strategy to this, and that's to maintain that you need to have a short term income or your normal income. And what you're doing with NWP is building a long term income. So this is really for anyone. It doesn't matter what they're doing at the moment. They could be very involved in something else, but it's your duty and objective to show them the alternatives and what's available with NWP. And what we're going to try help you this evening is to help you communicate that to people, to show them the value of what we're doing here. So the objective this evening is to show you the difference between the transactional asset-based income and then learn how NWP solves the sales treadmill problem. Because although we're looking at the differences, you'll also notice that in NWP, we're also looking for our clients. But our clients come to us in a little bit of a different way. And the way we deal with the clients is in a less sort of pressurized way, you could say, because we're not trying to sell them something. We're showing them our experience, and it's through our experience and their experience that will cause our business to grow. So, we'll also look at an actionable framework where we're trying to move away from the sort of churn in normal business to show them this is a long-term natural choice. So if we look at these two income streams, the first one is what we call residual income. But what happens often is that income really isn't residual, because what happens in many businesses is that if you haven't got continuous clients walking through the doors or coming to see you, you've got to continuously look for clients. So you'd have to advertise, you'd have to market, and you'd have to keep on with that continuous process. And if your income is tied to activity rather than assets, it's not truly residual. It's performance-based. A doctor's practice, for instance, is an income-producing asset. People know his practice, but the problem is there. Although people know about the practice, the doctor has to rely on people getting sick so that they can come and visit him. And then, of course, if the people come to visit the doctor and he's not there, well, they're going to go somewhere else. And that's the difference between these two models. So the first income stream is based on business, and this is what we call an income trap. because it's relying on that sales, and it's that constant re-engagement and sales pressure that has to come. When the doctor starts his month, or any person in sales starts their month, they start on zero. And that then they have the stress of trying to make the basic expenses, and then only once they've made those basic expenses, paid for their rent, paid for their cars, their petrol, and all those sort of things, are they maybe into profit in the second or third week if they're lucky. But it's normally the last few days that make them a profit, and they spend the whole month working. And what you've got in the NWP option is the asset value payment system, where if there's assets under management, and that's your people that you've referred with their deposit, you can almost rely on that being there if things are normal. And we always hope that things are normal so that people can continue and have their deposit there, be growing that savings, as we put it, so that that gives you, it's not a zero base that you start from. It's your balance in your back office that you start from, and you can grow that a little bit each month, and it will probably grow a little bit as people reinvest. So those are the two differences. And when you're speaking to people, try and look at that and try and explain that to them, that this is something that will really give them options for the future, and to be able to grow that base. So if we look at a bit of a comparison, when we look at your normal thing, it's all about sales activity. In NWP, it's about the asset value. So the bigger you can grow your asset value, the better it's going to be. And you're paid not on activity, but you're paid on value, because that's what the business volume, each week, the business volume that's generated is generated on the value of your deposits in your left and right leg. Moving on, the stability of the income, as I mentioned, most businesses start on zero, and it fluctuates. In the case of the doctor, if it's winter, well, the doctor can look forward to flus and colds and all those sort of things coming on. It's going to give him a little bit of extra income. In the months where people go on holiday, the doctor doesn't have a lot of clients. The doctors at the holiday destinations might have more clients. So there's always that monthly up and down for them. Whereas with our solution, you've got a lot of stability because it's backed by compounding capital. So this stability, and this is, the sort of the value proposition that you're giving to people, this is what's going to attract people, because professionals like stability. People, and when I say professionals, that's people in business. People that are already successful, they like more stability. They don't necessarily want to start something from fresh. What they can do is get involved, and because of the experience they have, and your own experience, you'll then see that things are happening, and they'll share those, which, just like you've experienced, they'll share that with their friends, and people will join and do the same as what they're doing. So, that's the real value proposition of what's happening here. Your leadership is different. What you're looking at is trying to show people that this is a legacy business. It's going to be here long after you, and you don't have to worry about being transactional focused. As long as you get that person in and he starts to experience it, well, he's going to be happy, and he'll start telling his friends. So it's about getting people in and spending your time on finding people and making sure they're happy, and letting them be curious. You don't have to push them for sales, because you're not focused in this business on transactions. You're focused on getting that legacy going. The big pain point for people is that, in sales and most businesses, if you in business, if you're not selling, you're not growing, so that there's a problem. And we all know that if your business wants to grow, you have to sell. But because of the way that NWP is set up, it has this asset appreciation effect. So your people are happy. They're going to be growing their deposits. And yes, it might be a bit slower than we'd like, but it's consistent and it grows. So, each month you can see something has happened and everything is growing. And it's this thing that provides the solutions that people are looking for. That's what NWP is offering and giving you. So, you don't have to worry on recruiting people because you can show them what you're doing. And what we've seen from my own experience is, just by sharing your story, people are not going to necessarily join you quickly, but what they will do is join over time. They'll look at your experience, they'll see your consistency, and they'll start becoming curious. I've had people that have watched me for 8 months. I've had people that have watched me for a year. In fact, one guy who I know has definitely been watching me for a year, out of the blue yesterday, just contacted me and said, right, tell me more about this. And that's just about being consistent and showing people what's available to them. So let's have a look at some real world examples and the pain that people experience. If you have to look at the typical network marketing business, well, we've all got teams. And when a big leader has got, his result is reliant on other people, if someone gets sick or they leave or they scale back, then suddenly your whole activity drops and everyone in the team immediately suffers because there is no safety net. It's always about churn. So, that's the difference between what NWP offers you. It's a slow, steady growth and very little churn is experienced. And that's, for me, a big value proposition. And it's, but as I mentioned, it's not necessarily going to give people a very quick solution. So a quick solution's out there, but sure, if you attract the right people, you can get a very nice solution through NWP. But I would say you can bank on the steady growth rather than the quick growth. And that's what we call in this business stickiness or sticky capital. So even when people become inactive, your assets remain. They just forget to do their redeposit. That's what happens when they become inactive in NWP. But they haven't left, or they haven't become disillusioned. They've just forgot to do something. And all you need to do is sort of remind them from time to time, just about that redeposit process, should they want to, or just withdraw their capital and experience their profits. That'll be what they really need to do. So, the big thing about the NWP system is that you're building an appreciating asset. It's a legacy and it can be transferred. So, we've seen it with, I know in our team, 2 people have passed away, and in both cases, those businesses have passed on to their wives, or in the case of the team, there was our team, and some of you are in that team. You will know about that process when Stefan passed away. If you just think for a moment, when you look at what you've been doing for the last year, think about how much of your percentage was spent on maintaining income that you already had, or looking after customers that you already had, and what percentage of that was spent on new customers or on generating new income. And for most of us, we spend more time defending than building. And if we are doing that, then we're on the treadmill. So it's sort of time to look at that and decide, well, let's get off that treadmill. Let's build a future and something stable that's going to give us a legacy. Some of the questions that I want to look at is, why did the booster go up and not down? Because, there was a time when people expected that the booster would go from $50 to maybe less, because that would have been easier. Well, if you think about it, if the company had made the booster less, it would have just shown you that the company doesn't believe in themselves and believe in the potential and the type of person that would be joining. So instead, they gave us the Twin Rise booster, the 100 plus 100, giving you $200. And that just shows you that the company knows that the market will accept it. And the market, if you look at that, it's the Indian market that requested the $100, or they put the most pressure on the company to push in the Twin Rise booster. So that's a market very similar to the South African market. People don't have money, but the company was still confident enough to think the Twin Rise booster will work because people see the results from NWP. They look at the track record, and yes, the Twin Rise booster is something that's of value to them. The next thing we look at is the structured income program, which you've probably now seen in your back office. And that's, at the moment, something that's rolled out for the European market. Remember, anyone can take part in that program. They would just need to get themselves to Europe for the holiday. But it's still a free holiday, and if someone gets themselves there, well, they can take that holiday. We have asked the company to roll out different programs, and they are looking at the Indian market. Obviously, that's a bigger market than our market at the moment. But once we see that they've found solutions for the India market, if you look at travel from Turkey or South Africa to Turkey, it's just as cheap to go to Thailand or to Bali or one of those destinations. So it's actually cheaper to go there. So, that's what we've asked the company to look at for our programs. Obviously, the Turkey and the Dubai trip is very well suited for the European market. But for the South Africans, things like we've asked them to look at cruises, we've asked them to look at trips to Thailand, Zanzibar, and those sort of things. So those are the options. My message to you really is use your existing network. When you look at NWP, you're not necessarily wanting to take people away from what they're doing. Just add on to what they're doing, because many people are successful in the business that they're in, and that might be the network they're in. But people often look for what they call multiple streams of income. And this is a definite another multiple stream of income that you can offer them. And it's something that will work and has got the track record so that you can suggest it. So that's my message to you this evening. Remember activities versus assets. That'll give you the sort of talking point. Speak to the person about, instead of chasing volume, chase or manage the value. And that's done through a very simple process that you know about already. And then remember what Charlie Munger said, and Charlie Munger's Warren Buffett's partner, and he says, big money is not in buying and selling, but in the waiting. And what you've done and you've seen and you've learned with the NWP system, how to wait. And that's what people are seeing. They know that things are happening, and you can wait and you will see the results. And people are waiting to hear what you've got to say. So that's been my experience. People are waiting for me to tell them what to do. And it's a very subtle approach. You just share the messages on a weekly basis, and eventually they do follow you. So there we go. That's my little story for this evening. Let's open up and let's have questions and let's talk further. What are your thoughts?
I've not been the most active in NWP, but it's as you said, it is increasing with the time, and the turning point was actually uh, the launch of the new website, which I was waiting for many months, and because I don't want to introduce people with something which is not ready yet, or with something which I know is about to change soon, and too soon to gain the confidence. And but this now is done, so I'm already moving me with my next steps. I can agree that in waiting lays more value than in just buying and selling. Yet I would rather rephrase it that the highest value lays in choosing the right moment, and it's not always a long way ahead. It can be now. It can be in a minute, and in 2 hours it can be already too late.
Yes, yes. That's very true.
I'm what I'm thinking about is, and what I'm actually planning to do. And if you're willing to join me in this idea, I'll gladly accept it. Um, there is a social network platform called LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Yes.
Uh, so if I will be with my network, I have in my network about 5,000, a bit more than 5,000 connections in LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is basically made for connecting business people.
That's right.
And those business people, it's an opportunity, and it's also a great hustle, because they, as being in business, they most likely will trust something orthodox, and most likely will refer to their old mistakes or to failures they have seen previously, done by them or others. And MLM is full of failures and scams and everything else, which is just raising the distrust. So the idea is, if I'm going alone and saying to my network, "Hey, I'm in NWP, and actually it's been working for me since March this year, and the platform has celebrated its 1 year anniversary, and it's been steadily growing. It's they paid out so much and so much, and all in numbers and digits, and uh, even if that will be the most accurate facts, and everybody can check them, it's the emotion which is convincing them or making them refuse. Hence, they to raise the credibility, they have to see that okay, they know me. I'm not known to be as a great financial expert or I don't know, banking professional, or someone who is very good in investments. They know me as leader of a business organization, and maybe a sales trainer, a sales coach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not the one who is giving them sole credibility. I have to mix it with all of you. So the idea is, I have what I have to say about NWP. I make a post, I put it on my page, and then everybody of you, before that, of course, we get connected, and everybody of you does three things to my post. One is just like it, comment under it, and repost it on your page. Now, about commenting, you say that I totally agree, or you say something alike, and you also notice your referral link. So people who read your comment can also choose if they want to be in your team. For example, they are reading it from South Africa, and somehow they're connected with me. And suddenly they see that I am posting this about NWP, and there's someone in South Africa commenting that he's also there, which is instantly increasing the credibility and also the curiosity, and also motivates the person to connect the one who was commenting about South Africa, because he's also from South Africa, and he or she wouldn't like to maybe or wouldn't be as quick to join my team rather than a team which is located in South Africa. This is step number one. And because the algorithm of LinkedIn is, it can be anything, but it cannot deny a huge or big amount of like, share, and comment on a post. It is, at some point, it is even showing it as a suggested content, free of charge. And my aim is not to outstand only my post, and not to engage with people who are only in my connections, but the guy or the girl who was commenting from South Africa also does the same, makes a post about NWP, about experience in it, and instantly, not after some week or month, but instantly sends me a message. Got this? Here's the link to the post. You know what to do. And I know what to do. I instantly go to the link. I comment with my thoughts and also referral to my NWP network. And I repost it to my timeline, to my feed. If we work as a team, and if there are first as many countries involved as possible, showing that it's international, it's global, it's not just two countries talking to each other.
Yeah.
And if we do it like organized, then the ones who are in it are very quickly getting the interest. And of course, there will be a lot of maybe there will be a lot of people who will like be very skeptical or question it, etc. Yet I see this as a way to break through for everybody who are involved, and anyone can do it. So if we work as a big team, then we can succeed. But as long as we are working alone, then it's only the waiting story.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a very good idea. That that community, and what we can do is have a WhatsApp group, and the people that are interested, we can put that on there. We can even give them posts to put onto their LinkedIn. If they can't think of something, we can give suggestions on that group, and they can just we put out suggestions, and you can say, I like story number 1. I'm taking story number 1 and posting it. And someone else says, I like story number 2. I'm going to go and post story number 2. And then story number 3 is left. Someone else can take that. And then on different days, different people post different things. And we all just like and share and comment that way. It's a good idea.
Exactly. The most important is to not miss anyone who is posting something about NWP. And if we are using a WhatsApp group for that, fine. I would prefer that people who are posting it and expecting me to repost it, comment and share and like, would be also in my connections. So first we connect to each other.
Okay. Oh, you mean on LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn, yes.
Yes, yeah.
So I will share my LinkedIn profile in our WhatsApp chat, and anyone who is in, just connect to me and write a short message that, hey, I heard your idea and I'm in, and let's do it. And so I will be sharing my post probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But actually, I would like to get as like the at least 10 people, and preferably more. We are already more, I think. Preferably more than 10 people. I see here we are 10. Yes, in this chat, in this Zoom.
Yes.
Preferably we are 100.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it really matters. And then everybody who's involved gets its fair share.
Correct. Yeah.
Because then for people who are seeing my timeline, it will become kind of very irresistible to ignore that so many people from so many countries are talking about the same, and seeing that it works. So it will not be a matter of how can I get some few people to explain it in a small group, or which house will accept me to tell it.
Yes.
It will be a matter of when can I shadow a big hall of people who are really interested.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, thank you. I see.
Well, I've taken the lead and I've just connected with you now, Gatis. So I just need you to accept my connection.
I will, sure.
Good.
Thank you.
Right after our Zoom. So let's
awesome.
work as my suggestion is to simply work as a team. That will help us all, not just waiting.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Sometimes Warren Buffett and his associates give us ideas that actually postpone our success.
Yes, well, that's also true. Yes, yeah, very true. Yeah. Good.
Thank you. I've spoken.
Thank you. Great. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, guys. We look forward to interacting with you on LinkedIn and posting and seeing where it goes, and we'll all learn from that experience. So thank you so much. Thanks for your lead on that one. It's really appreciated. Any other comments from anybody on the group here? I see Paula likes the idea. Is there anyone else on the group here that's on LinkedIn that would be joining there, other than Ruth? And
I'm on LinkedIn. I will join this initiative.
Good.
If you can just start the WhatsApp group, and share the link somewhere.
Yes.
And tomorrow I will join the WhatsApp group, and I will look for Gatis and connect with him.
Okay, fine. All right, Chris, that's perfect. Yes. Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, obviously in LinkedIn, there's the different languages as well. So, you can post something in Afrikaans, and, we can tell others what to share and what to say if they're not familiar with the language, so we can help each other and in different languages and those sort of things, because there's people all over the world. And, sometimes they would see comments in English, sometimes they'll see comments in other languages. And that, as Gattis mentions, if someone is from South Africa and he sees you comment in Afrikaans, for instance, well, then they're going to be more likely to, connect with you. Just like someone commenting in Spanish or Portuguese or one of those languages, then they see, but there's not only English people on this group, there's other languages as well. And that'll just help more people get attracted to what we're doing. So it's a fantastic idea. So thanks again, Gattis.
Yeah.
And thanks, Chris. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So
we should interconnect. Every member on that group should interconnect with each other.
That's correct.
So that we can, in that way, can be a strong network.
Well, that's the whole.
Yeah. That's the whole idea. Yeah.
It is, LinkedIn is just another network like Facebook, but it's the professional one. People, Facebook is like the old aunties in their milk tat, but LinkedIn is the professional one, and it's a nice place, and it's definitely.
But I think that's the right place to go and prospect is LinkedIn.
Correct, 100%, 100%.
Because NWP is a professional website and a site, and there's the professionals. The
That's
professionals is there. The right people will be there to join.
They will be. They will be, definitely. Yeah, that's right. Good. That's fantastic. So Gattis, we'll take your lead, and then just I think maybe what I'll do is just we'll open a WhatsApp group as well, but and then you can just tell people what to do and give them instructions as well. So I'll make you an admin on that group, and you can just tell them what to do and give them step by step, if that's okay.
Okay. I can write my idea down and make it as an instruction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have to interact with each other, because I'm of course I'm used to be a leader, but there are a lot of things in my life I have to manage, and it could become overwhelming if I'm expected to reply on tens or hundreds of messages a day. So we have one WhatsApp chat right now, which is the one I responded to. This is Elephants. This Elephants group.
Okay.
I posted there my LinkedIn address, and everyone who is in the WhatsApp chat now in this Elephants group should actually maybe do the same. I will so everybody could connect to everybody. It's not only about everybody connecting one me. It's about us connecting all together.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think we must also be cautious so that we don't overwhelm the platform with our interconnection with each other, because people might then get skeptical and think that we are all interconnected and promoting this business to scam people, so we've also got to be careful of that. If we interconnect too much.
Yeah. I'm talking more about, I'm concerned more about the WhatsApp chat, which could be used to organize the marketing communication. What comes out is actually, the more comes out, the better. The more people in LinkedIn or other platforms or anywhere else are talking about NWP, the more it attracts the right ones. And it will not, we can talk about, for example, that McDonald's is not the best choice to eat, for example.
Yes.
But if billions of people talk about it, then the ones who haven't tried it are even more eager to try it.
I hear you.
There's one of our ex-politics in Latvia has I don't know if he invented that quote or not, but he quoted in one interview after he has failed his policy and a lot of voters and the interviewer asked him, listen, you've been re-elected already for 2 times, and people are talking about you all kinds of things now, and I can only expect that you will be re-elected also for a 3rd time. How can you explain it? And he said, very simple, you can call me whatever you want. The main thing is call me.
Yeah.
As long as we are talking about something, we are feeding it with energy. And there will be a lot of people who will be very actively protesting against NWP, who will say it will end in 2 years, in 1 year. I give it. We can open this betting book and see how long it will run, and then someone will evaporate with all the money, etc. People will say that a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if billions are talking about it, then there are always people who want to try their luck, and they will say, okay, I'm in to gamble, and let's see who's right.
Yeah.
Because eventually the doubters will not sign anyway. But if we can make them talk about us, we can use them.
Yeah, but we shouldn't use the word gamble because that has a negative connotation.
Ruth, it's actually, I propose you use exactly the words your soul and your heart tells you.
Yeah,
And what you think will not work or will damage, you just don't do it. Even if I say, don't do as I say, do what your heart tells you.
I hear you.
So,
That refers to everybody in our team.
Guts, if you can just maybe put a message there, I see you put your link there. If you can just maybe put a little instruction of why they must connect with you, and then we can just take it from there,
Okay. And my request would be also to link with each other, not only with me.
Yes. So maybe just put that in your message and say, let's start the LinkedIn, let's connect with me, and then everyone else connect as well. And then we can get, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea if we put our different LinkedIn profile links on there. That will make the interconnecting with each other easier, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then you can just click on the link and you go straight to the person's profile you want to connect with.
Yes. Right. Good. We can do that. Perfect. All right. Good. Well, I think this has been great. Thanks for your time. Guttis, thank you for your efforts and your leadership there. We really appreciate it. And thank you for this lovely idea. I think anything that we can do to raise awareness will always work. And it will just make people more curious and it will help us all grow. So thank you so much. Do have a good evening further. And we'll see you tomorrow night if you're joining us on the Zoom there. Otherwise, next week, Wednesday, we'll have a similar meeting. So thank you all and do have a good evening. Good night.